Mm. Oh, well, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts. So much swearing that can be done right now. I swear. There's so much swearing I could do right now. The excitement, the jubilation, and the sheer crushing result as the Bruins fall short, unfortunately, to USC in a dire battle for the victory bell in a crosstown showdown. UCLA falls heartbreakingly 48-45 to USC. It's Locked On UCLA. I'm Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer. Thanks for tuning into this reaction. Everything going forward in the first quarter, UCLA had what they needed to do. 14-0. Bruins got the interception. Things I had talked about throughout the week. UCLA needed to force that rare turnover. Only USC's fourth of the season. They got that early lead, only to let USC crawl back in it in a high-scoring, thrilling back-and-forth game where the Bruins were once up 14-0, only to find themselves down 10 near the middle part of the third quarter, letting USC get back in it. A couple of DTR turnovers in the middle of that second quarter, allowing USC to creep back within 4, and then that big field goal for SC to get within 1 at the end of the half. Chip Kelly calling the timeout. Dennis Lynch couldn't make the field goal. Then he makes it. So many things going wrong. And then for the Bruins, when they had the ball starting the second half, they couldn't go down and score a touchdown. That was brutal. Only for USC to go touchdown, 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 touchdown. UCLA matched them touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Got that last opportunity. And it's rare. It is rare to have a game like UCLA had where they had an opportunity to win the game despite clearly not playing their best. Yes, they put up 45 points offensively, but when you lose the turnover battle to a team that prides itself on forcing turnovers, you lost it. 4 turnovers given up by UCLA to 1 forced by USC's defense. It was just crucial, crucial, crucial that UCLA did not have what they did tonight. All the things I said they did not, they could not, would not, should not do if they wanted to fall on the wrong side, they did, as UCLA turned the ball over, let Caleb Williams go crazy, and the Bruins fell just short in this one tonight. Overall, these are individual numbers. Let's hit them really quickly. Caleb Williams, spectacular. 470 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and despite the Bruins getting to him in the backfield, 2 sacks, and overall for the Bruins, a total of, if I can do some quick math here, about 3 tackles for loss, around what they needed to do. Even Kane Medrano getting the pick for the Bruins, a couple of breakups, a couple of hurries, but Caleb Williams was just too much for this UCLA total defense. DTR on the other end, 309 yards, 4 touchdowns, but again, the 4 turnovers, 3 picks, where you debate he was down or not on the fumble. He got strip sacked. And then Jack Charbonnet, only the second time this season when he's played that he's not reached the end zone, went for 95 yards on 19 carries. One of the least amount of carries he's had in a single game. No touchdowns despite running for 5 yards a carry. And USC did what they needed to do. Tackles for loss. They had Zach Charbonnet with a net of 95 yards, 10 yards lost. Only Keegan Jones for a couple of carries, but DTR had a very efficient night running the football, 81 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaging almost 6 yards a pop. USC, Austin Jones, man, he went for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns without losing anything, almost 6 yards a pop when it came to guy who, Travis Dye, they lost their leading rusher. Austin Jones came through and picked up the slack, and the Bruins could not do anything to stop Jordan Addison, who had 178 yards through the air, catching it 11 times. The Bruins mixing it around, a lot of variety throughout the 23 receptions for the Bruins receivers. Kaz Allen back with a big play touchdown like he had. Jake Bobo, 4 catches for 76 yards. But again, Michael Ezeki, 4 catches, 3 touchdowns. I mentioned how UCLA needed a receiver to step out from within himself and make a big play. Cam Brown made a big catch. Logan Loya with the big long catch. Even Charbonnet, 4 catches. But in the end, Ezeki was that guy. DTR fed for 3 touchdowns tonight. But this game encapsulates, it just simply brings together, encapsulates this whole 2022 season as a whole. You win last week. This could have been even a top 10 matchup. It's just one of those games where you look at it start to finish for UCLA and you get through it and you think about it. you can say lost season, but yes, in terms of what they had in front of them, a lost season. UCLA suffering a crucial loss, the worst time against Arizona last week, and then we had a chance to rebound and look with all the animus going towards the Trojans. USC coming in with the top 10 ranking, outside chance to do big things. UCLA wanted to keep their name in the running for Pac-12 championship, as DTR had been saying all year long, and they found themselves on the wrong foot. So many things that could have gone right. They did things right, but they did more harmfully things. They did more things to harm themselves in terms of the turnovers, allowing big chunk plays. And again, Bill McGovern not there. Still no word as to why the defensive coordinator was not there for UCLA. Maybe he hurt. Whatever it happens, when you give up a bunch of yards, it's not going to help you. And UCLA, when I said gotta contain Caleb Williams, he's going to make a difference. Obviously, and they let him get outside the contain on the edges, and he made big plays, scrambling down his 3 levels, throwing the football close to 500 yards. But the big thing was USC got their running back going in place of Travis Dye with him being out. UCLA did things right when they especially early, touchdown, turnover, touchdown, had that student section going crazy, the quote-unquote sellout. But again, this game will only just dictate what we view the 2022 season. I was asked on the Locked On Podcast Network preview show for the Pac-12 way back when in like August. What was the season going to be represented by? Well, I said there's 3 games. There's Utah, Oregon, USC. That was clear. Utah, Oregon, USC. If UCLA wins 2 of those 3 games, the season will be a success. You lose all 3 games, it'll be horrid. You lose 2 out of 3, it cannot truly be considered a successful campaign when you had a quarterback coming back, you had your star running back, you had what seemed to be some key defensive pieces that they found underneath the works, and UCLA fell short in a game that they had to have, just like the other side had to have, a bitter rivalry. Everybody there cheering on the Bruins with a big student turnout. An exciting game, arguably one of the most exciting games these two teams have played. High scoring fireworks. If that's not your forte, well, I don't know what you're watching, because that was a heart wrenching, thrilling, and the Bruins driving for either the tie or the win at the end of the game, that they turned it over 4 times. And again, how many times do the Bruins win when they turn it over that many times in the Chip Kelly era? It's hard to do it when you have a defense that bends, and this time it broke, and somehow they were able to get the stop, keep it within 3, and UCLA couldn't come through. There's going to be a lot of slander on DTR in social media, probably in the comments. Don't do it. Hold off. The man put through 5 hard-earned years, battled his heart out. He took his, the post-game coach, he took ownership of what happened. In the end, it comes down defense, offense, everything. They made the mistakes that were so critical that it turned out to be in the wrong side of things. The Bruins still have another regular season game. They got a bowl game to really find themselves, battling for a 10-win season, which is still a successful campaign. But in terms of excitement, the Bruins had it going forward towards the end of the year, really let down all of us Bruin fans going forward. So it'll be heartbreaking to watch that Black Friday game next week. UCLA playing at Cal. They have to get up for it, don't want to fall short and stumble throughout the rest of the regular season as they did last week, and heartbreakingly falling short tonight in a back and forth game between two teams that seemed kind of even for a lot of it between USC and UCLA. So again, this game will just, you look at it start to finish, boom, riding high, and then just heartbreakingly short here in 2022. In the end, it's heartbreaking. Chip Kelly really needed this win to maybe win over some of those hater fans across the rest of the UCLA fandom in football, on the football side of things. All the UCLA support, alumni, fan base, whatever it may be, heartbreakingly short for the Bruins tonight, as the Bruins will have to win their next 2 games to get a 10-win campaign and could not keep the victory bell blue. So as much as it pains me to do so, we have to end the podcast as we normally do with the 8 clap, and not before I tell you about SimpliSafe. SimpliSafe Home Security. They got the number 1 rated SimpliSafe Home Security for 50% off. You can get that, listeners. It's their biggest offer of the year. You don't want to miss it. SimpliSafe was named the best home security system of 2022 by U.S. News and World Report for a 3rd year in a row. In emergencies, they've got 24/7 professional monitoring agents. They use their special Fast Protect technology that captures critical evidence and verifies that that threat is real. So you can get priority police response. They got a top-rated SimpliSafe app. And don't miss your chance to save big on the only security system that's got a 50% off the new security SimpliSafe system at simplisafe.com/lockedoncollege, the biggest discount of the year. Again, don't wait, simplisafe.com/lockedoncollege. There's no safe like SimpliSafe. Well, we're going to have a lot to talk about come Monday. Basketball. Oof. Football. Oof. Well, not a better weekend for basketball and football, at least for now, as this is our quick reaction. UCLA fans, get your hands in the air. Zach Anderson-Yoxsimer, let's get your 8 clap. It's a painful one, but do it with me. Come on, you got to stay strong. You know, just got to stay strong. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. UCLA. UCLA. Fight, fight, fight. Stay strong, Bruins fans. This has been the reaction to UCLA and USC. This has been Locked On UCLA. Go Bruins.